Let's do a tune-up on the 570. First, I'm going to take the cutters out. This is how it's set up. Cutters in the hole. This bumps up against it. And that's your adjuster or tightener. I just used a bent piece of rod to go in there and push out the extension, I'll call it. It's a good time to check all your springs. I am new to this Van Norman, fairly new. I've had it apart briefly once. So basically I'm working off of common sense here and a little bit of mechanical ability. It's a good time to clean the cutter head. And I ran a honing stone over the end plates. This hole here is actually to mount a Van Norman setup mic. I don't have one. I'd like to have one. I use a dial indicator, and we'll get onto that once we go a little further. So let's start cleaning the cutters. Here's the assemblies. I'm just going to run a really fine wire wheel over everything, except for the cutter bits themselves. And maybe some super fine Scotch-Brite pad. You want to have everything moving as freely as possible, because the spring in the head is going to push up on this while you're setting the mic. The cutters and the brushes are all available at Goodson Tools. Here's the diamond sharpener. Let's get it set up. Take your cutter. First thing you do, stick that shim in there, because that's going to be your height. That gauges the amount that's going to come off. Stick your cutter up inside here. There's your adjuster, or your lock, I should say. Put that down on the shim. Just kind of touch that down until it touches the diamond stone. Tighten the lock. Take the shim out. I like to have it off of the stone when I start it. Run it across slowly. Well, I shouldn't say slowly. I'm not sure if it matters. Flip it to your other angle. There you go. Do a couple more. Shims in. Bits in. I got 2 left, so I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable with it. Shim out. Sheen on. If you didn't have that shim, You could just make one out of a pop can or something. It's very thin. Okay, shut this off. Put this back in here. I use the arbor to get this undone. Put the shim in. The arbor down. Bit in. Put the bit so it's just touching. Pull your shim out. Machine on. I think my diamond's probably getting worn out too. Seeing as this is probably 60 years old. It definitely cuts this angle more. So, through trial and error, maybe you should do this angle first and then cut the other angle. But I wanted to do them all the same. Shut the machine off. Here we go. 10 sharpened bits. I'll get them set up. I'm going to show you in the book. Here's that mic I was talking about for setting the heights. That's a better picture. And here's a plate for rough setting them, and then you can dial them in. Here should be your solid table, and then your cutter. The threads in the securing hole weren't very good. I tapped at 5/16. Here's my go no go gauge I made. I'll get them all roughed in. Okay, cutters are all in. I just pushed it down a little bit to get it underneath the plate. Once it's in the same spot every time, I tighten down the lock. Now I'll get the dial indicator set up. I need to change the gauge out. Most of us have thousandths indicators. It's not enough for this. You need to use a tens of thousandths. Oh. I couldn't get the repeatability that I wanted, so I came up with a double post system. There was just too much flex. So now I can get it to go back to 0 every time. So all you got to do now is make them all 0. Just turn the pulley underneath here by hand. Don't get your finger in the belt. Now you know what to adjust it at. This one's out 5 thou. Get that adjusted, go on to the next one. This could take some time. You're gonna have to go over and over and over again until they're all 0. I'll get this done, get set up for a test cut. Okay, I'm finally dialed in. All are at 0 on my dial indicator. To give you a reference, I started this about 3 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock now. It takes some patience and a light touch and finesse. I'm going to go have my supper, come back, set up ahead.